Sandbridge looks like a dream on Instagram. Quiet beaches, no crowds, nature everywhere. And when you visit for a weekend, it really does feel like that. But living in Sandbridge full time is a very different experience than visiting it for a few days. And that difference is exactly what makes most people either fall completely in love or start questioning their choice after a few months. This isn't about selling you on the idea or talking you out of it. It's about helping you figure out whether Sandbridge actually fits the life you're trying to build in Hampton Roads. Because Sandbridge is a place you choose on purpose. What Sandbridge actually is technically part of Virginia Beach, but it doesn't feel like the rest of the city at all. It sits at the very southern tip, bordered by the ocean on one side and nature reserves on the other. There's no boardwalk, no hotels, no nightlife, no shopping centers. Instead, you'll find residential homes, vacation rentals, and protected natural areas, and a lot of quiet. The quiet is the reason people fall in love with Sandbridge so quickly. It's also the reason it doesn't work for everyone. Here's the part people usually don't realize until they live there. Sandbridge isn't about location, it's about lifestyle. You're not moving here for convenience or variety. You're moving here because you want a very specific way of living. If that lifestyle lines up with you, Sandbridge can feel incredible. If it doesn't, it can feel real isolating much faster than people would expect. The dream side of Sandbridge, let's talk about why people are drawn to Sandbridge in the first place. If you want quiet mornings, empty beaches, ocean views, dunes, birds, and nature, Sandbridge is one of the most peaceful places in all of Hampton Roads. You wake up to the sound of the ocean. You take walks on the beach that don't feel rushed. A lot of people describe it as living on vacation. And honestly, that part is true. But here's the reality side without sugarcoating it. Sandbridge isn't built for convenience. For everyday things like groceries, pharmacies, gyms, or most errands, you'll usually be driving back into Virginia Beach. Most trips are gonna be around 20 to 30 minutes. At first, this feels very manageable, but over time, people tend to land in one of two places. They either love the quiet and don't mind planning ahead, or they realize they miss convenience much more than they expected. Neither reaction is wrong. It just depends on how you live day to day. So who is Sandbridge perfect for? Sandbridge tends to work really well for remote workers, people who don't commute daily, retirees, second home owners, anyone who generally values peace over convenience. If your ideal looks like the following: working from home, walks on the beach, quiet dinners, and early night, Sandbridge can feel like heaven. So who usually struggles here? Sandbridge can be tough for 1, families who need schools and activities close by, people who commute every day, social city energy personalities, and anyone who needs constant options and things to do. If you're used to quick errands, lots of restaurants and gyms nearby, Sandbridge can feel very empty. Not bad, just quiet in a way some people aren't prepared for. Coastal living comes with coastal reality. Sandbridge is true coastal living, and that matters. In certain areas, flood zones are something to be more aware of. Weather patterns may matter more than they do inland, and maintenance tends to be a higher standard during storm season because it may require a bit more preparation. Most people who thrive here don't see this as a downside. They see it as a part of living somewhere this close to the ocean. So what's the cost reality? Sandbridge is a premium pocket of Virginia Beach. Homes are generally higher priced. Maintenance and insurance tend to be higher as well. You're paying for privacy, ocean access, and a kind of quiet that's just hard to find elsewhere. You're not paying for the convenience, you're paying for the lifestyle. If you're considering Sandbridge and aren't sure whether it fits your lifestyle, that's completely normal. If you want to talk through your routine, your work style, and the kind of life you're actually trying to build in Hampton Roads, feel free to reach out. No pressure, just honest guidance from people who see these decisions play out every single day.